I'm here with Stefan of Vulture to talk about Sentinels, out right now everywhere where you can stream great music, everywhere where you can buy great music. The album came out on Metal Blade Records. First of all, thank you very much for taking the time to talk about the band, to talk about the record. How's things going?
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. Things are going very good. We just have the record out now for a few days and played some like 3 shows in Germany for the release and had a fantastic time. Had a very boozy weekend and just very happy that it's finally out and the feedback we're getting so far is absolutely fantastic and I'm very happy. Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. Now that the pressure of the album being out is over you, the record now is available for everybody. Where do you spend your time? Because before the album coming out, you're spending your time promoting the release of the album. Now the album is out. Do you spend
Yeah.
your time looking over your shoulder and reading all the comments and what fans have to say
Yeah.
about the record?
I do that. I Google Vulture Sentinels review 5 times a day, and then I click through all the comments and see what people have to say. I really do. I'm
Seriously, you're not being sarcastic.
no. I do that. I love to get feedback, whether it's positive or negative. I'm just super. We're sitting on these songs for like 3 years now and working so hard and doing demos, doing the recordings, doing the promo stuff. And now, of course, I want to see what people think of it. And I see the YouTube videos and I see the comments and sometimes I'm super grateful for positive feedback. Sometimes I laugh for funny comments and I enjoy that phase very much.
Wow, I'm incredibly surprised that that's your take. I thought you would stay away from it altogether.
No, not at all.
You must have a really thick skin to be able to deal with everything that comes your way.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
So besides the music, because when you go through an album cycle, when you go through the creation of the record, obviously the music is going to be something that's going to be it's going to live on forever. It's something that you put out there and you're not going to take it back. But besides that, when you finish an album cycle like this, what else do you walk away from this record with besides the music you created?
With fantastic memories, I think, of 3 years, and I can tell you exactly where I was when I wrote each single track, for example, and think back of some cool memories when we did the demos or have fun times at the recordings. I think this is in the end also the most important part, the whole friendship thing that's coming along with being in a band, and I'm very proud that we're still the same 4 or 5 guys since the very beginning, and that we are able to maintain this as a whole, and hope we'll be able to continue that for a long time, and that's why a few years ago I decided to also look back much more on these things than on other stuff.
Is it easier for you guys as a band to continue to grow and develop when the lineup is consistent and you develop that friendship that becomes the backbone of the existence of the band?
Absolutely. We're far off from being a band that's able to make a living out of this thing. So having fun and having joy is the only motor behind this, and wanting to do it is the most important thing. And we are able to maintain this, and that's very cool. And I never felt more energetic and more creative since the last since ever, I think. And yeah, I think being friends is like in a football team. It's the most important thing, being friends.
And winning in the football team.
Yeah, in a football team, winning is very important. As a band,
I think it's more
sometimes it's
important than being friends. You know,
yeah, yeah, winning is more important. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
when you look at the debut record and you look at where you are now with Sentinels, where do you see the biggest growth of the band?
After Ghastly Waves and Better Graves, our second record, when we signed with Metal Blade Records, we felt very nervous and felt very much the urge to deliver, and that's why when we started writing for our first Metal Blade record, we felt very pressured to step things up in all possible ways, and resulted in a record we didn't feel very comfortable with. And then with Dealing Death, we try to slow it down a bit, be more careful here and there, not to I don't know, emphasize our elements. And also that I I think that we could have done that a little better. And now that Sentinels is out, I think we finally um, found our sound like 100%. We've been writing songs very confident, and had a long phase of songwriting where we said, let's act like we don't have a discography at all, and just what do we want to sound like? Who do we want to be? And I think we now nailed it. And funny enough, I think Sentinels takes us back a bit to the Guillotine, to our first record, and to the energy from that moments we had back then. And that feels, I don't know, feels very good to me.
When you guys are brainstorming, looking at where the new album is going to go, do you approach the record making process a song at a time, or from the moment the first song starts to be created, you start to get the vision of what the whole album is going to be like?
Before Sentinels, it was exactly like that. We wrote a song and then say, okay, this is the first song for a record. What does this record need now? And after Dealing Death, this time we said, no, let's not do that anymore, and start doing demos. So we did demo sessions, and wrote song after song after song, and tracked them and mixed them and listened to them for over a year, for example, and then said, oh, this song needs some tweaking here and there, for example, or this song this is not gonna end up on the record. This needs a complete rework or something. So we took way more time and took the pressure out 100%, and that helped a lot. So we're not gonna do this anymore. Say every Vulture song is gonna be part of a record. So we put the whole master plan thing a little behind, and live a little more in the songwriting moment, if you may say so.
So this is a winning formula that you're going to take forward. Is there anything from the past that, while changing the formula, while changing the process, that you still feel like it was important in your development?
Music wise,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I think everything we did was super important for our development, and I think even the record I don't like that much, Guess West, has been the most important in the end. I think sometimes you have to do things to find out what you like and what you don't like, and now we know 100% what we like. So I think every song we did, or every approach we ever had, somehow made its way into what we're doing now. So I think everything, yeah, everything is kind of important. Yeah.
Your level of honesty in terms of the record that I didn't like a lot, it's incredible. I've never heard anybody being that brutally honest about their music, but I think understanding what didn't work for you makes you better at what you're doing today. Because sometimes I feel like sometimes it's hard for us as individuals to be honest with ourselves and say, well, you know what, that wasn't very good. I could have done better.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I think it's super important to talk about, and I think it's also maybe a little more interesting than saying, "Oh, we're the best band in the world, and this is gonna be yet another one that's gonna blow your." So I don't know. I don't know, just yeah, just being honest, and I think it's very important. Yeah.
Well, who has the hardest job on the band? The shredders, the guitar players like yourself who create this amazing drive, or the vocalist that has to keep up with everybody?
I think uh, if you ask, I think everybody would say it's me who has the hardest stuff. So Leo will say I have the hardest part. I will say I have the hardest part. I think in the studio itself, our vocalist definitely suffers the most, because I don't know. I think he has a gigantic talent, and there are moments where I think we are more aware of that than he is. And so he, like, for example, he nails a very good line and says, "Oh, this sounds very good," and we're like, "Yeah, let's sounds good, but let's do it again." And then after 10 more approaches, the line is 20% better, and then we're all happy. And that of course results in discussions and in frustration, but in the end, the product we're gonna do is so much better. I think Leo has a very hard job in the studio, and I think Gary on the drummer as well. But he's just such a good professional drummer that he's not letting it shine through so much.
Do you guys, in that time in the studio when you're going through that, do you ever come across a moment or a song that you're like, well, we can pull it off in the studio, but if we try to do this live, it's going to be very difficult on all of us. So
Yeah,
maybe let's not do this one.
the whole Ghastly Waves record is exactly that. We recorded that in the studio and said, oh, it's pretty tough, but it's gonna sound cool. And then we played the first shows uh, and said, okay, we're gonna have a problem. And so yeah, that's also was very important to notice that it's very important for a good track that we are able to play it live and still have fun. Yeah, definitely. This, I think this is happening with every band in every studio, that there is moments where say, "Oh fuck, why did I write that? Now I have to play it." And since the preparation for the tracks we do is pretty, yeah, I don't know what can I say, is pretty. The songs are 100% done when we go into the studio. There's no more changing. Yeah, no more tweaking, exactly. Of course, there are little elements that we change, but the whole thing, we're not going to touch that anymore. So when you're in the studio and notice, oh, this is going to be tough, you have to sit down at home again after the recordings to be able to rock that out live. Yeah.
When it comes to the production of the album, what is your vision coming into a record? Because the band has a very unique sound, has a very
Hmm.
unique DNA, has a very unique essence, for a lack of a better word. And I think the production, from my standpoint, plays a huge role on how the record at the end of the day is going to sound like, and it's going to feel like, and not only that, how it's going to represent the band and the
Definitely.
discography of the band. So, how was the production on this album?
Yeah, we again worked with Marco Brinkmann from Hellforge Studio, who is an absolute genius when it comes to this kind of sound, and I think he's one of the very few that are able to do this 100% authentic. And we before meeting with him, we had a lot of like Zoom meetings discussing what is this record gonna sound like, what do you need, what do we need, and then he always is super he wants to have sound samples for every instrument. He wants to know, what do you want your guitars to sound like? Please send me three ideas. Like, and then we, for example, for guitar tone, we went with Dokken. I hate that band, but the guitar tone is amazing. And for drums, for the snare, we had a video. For the drums, we had like a Titan, I think, as a reference. For the drums, it was Dio. For the bass, it was Dio. For the like, he's very serious in trying 100% to understand what we want to sound like. This is his approach. He's like saying, I want to make sure that I understand 100% before we hit the record button. And that's a very intense approach. Results in a lot of work for him and for us, and a lot of back and forth, and a lot of discussion, and a lot of, yeah. But that's the approach, I think, that in the end is making us able to sound like we do. And we back then always spoke about Marco as like a sixth band member, and I think to some degree it still is. He's a very important for us and for what we sound like. And I think you're absolutely right. Sound is at least 50% of the deal.
Oh, it's without a doubt. And when I was listening to the record and the production behind it and everything that the album offers, I was like, these guys must feel like they were born in the wrong era. Do you sometimes feel that?
No, I like the romantic idea behind it, but I'm very happy to live where and when I do right now. And but of course, the romantic idea of being able to, I don't know, step a foot into Ruthie's Inn in '83, is very tempting. Or to see Slayer live in New York in '86 or something. That must have been very good. Yeah, but I think we're living in fantastic times for the music we're doing. And
And you're bringing a
Therefore,
little bit of that past to the present, which is always good. Nostalgia, there's always room for some nostalgia.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Are you more comfortable with a guitar on you, or sitting behind a drum kit? Where is your highest comfort level?
No, my drum times are over for 10 years now. I will no, not 10, 8 years now. I will not touch a drum kit for a serious reason ever again. That's why we got Gary into the band like in 17, I think, because we wanted to step up the game in on all possible ways, and the biggest obstacle definitely was was my drumming abilities. So I'm
Not
I'm
even
I'm
for
not a
fun?
drummer, huh?
Not even for fun?
No, like of course when we're in the rehearsal room and I see that thing there and say maybe I'll sit behind and play a little bit, but I have no opportunity at home to play it, and I don't feel the urge. I think it's an instrument that requires a lot of talent and a lot of physical elements,
Tributes,
and I don't want to get into that too much. I'll stick with my guitar, and I'm
and
better
you're
off with
happy
that.
with, and you're
Yeah.
happy with it. Who has been your biggest influence, and therefore Vulture's biggest influence musically?
Musically, oh, the obvious, I think, my Slayer, Exodus, early Metallica, early Priest, like the 70s Priest, and everything proto metal has always been very fascinating for us because I think like this magic step that these bands made Judas Priest write a record like, I don't know, Stained Glass, or made all of a sudden Slayer made a record like Hell Awaits. What were they thinking? Well, how did this come across? And this is specific energy from people that, I don't know, have an idea and do something new. That's the most influential on us, I think. So yeah, the very very early stuff, and of course some classics.
Any of those records the reason why you pick up an instrument?
Yeah, definitely. I just had an interview a few minutes ago where I was talking a lot about listening to Rain and Blood for the first time. Or I think my very first fresh CD that I had was Eternal Devastation by Destruction, and this riff energy, this the whole song is the whole music is about riffs, and I think that stuck with me forever. And I that's also I heard this music and said to myself right away, oh, I want to do this too. I want to be able to play Matt Butcher, for example. I don't know, and this has always been my drive and my inspiration.
And now you're doing it. Look at you. So
Yeah,
and
finally.
dreams do come true. Who says
Yeah,
dreams don't come true? If you dream enough and you work hard enough, you'll be able to achieve it. One last question for you. You mentioned that you guys played some shows already for the release of the album, but what's the
mhm.
plans like for the rest of 2024?
Yeah, we had big plans. We planned to be in South America in a few weeks. Unfortunately, the promoter died. Very very sad story. So that tour is cancelled, and that unfortunately was our big plan for this year. So now we're trying to make the best out of it. We have a lot of great shows across Europe confirmed. We're gonna play Portugal next week. We're gonna play Belgium, I think, the week after right away, and then a lot of cool shows in Germany. We're gonna go to Muskel Rock in Sweden and stuff. So it's gonna be a very very good year. Unfortunately, without a tour, and unfortunately without leaving Europe, but we'll try to make up for that next year.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on this side of the Atlantic at some point,
Yeah,
shredding, ripping it up, and bringing that old school vibe to a new generation, if you will.
yeah.
Stefan, thank you very much for your time, and I really appreciate talking to you. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. All the best with the release, and
Thank you.
please do not spend too much time on the comment section of YouTube channels. Having a YouTube channel myself,
I
I
saw
can
your
tell you
video.
right.
Didn't
Yeah,
you
I can
didn't you
tell
do a
you.
video?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
did.
saw that. I saw that.
Yeah. So don't hate me for it, and
No,
don't
no, no, I don't.
and don't spend too much time reading comments because it could really be draining on your soul.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm concerned for your well-being, so just walk away from it. Just walk away.
Okay. Okay. No more
Enjoy
comments
your
today.
music. Enjoy
Yeah,
your
I
music
will.
as we do. Take care, man.
Okay.
All the best. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome, and thank you.